Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's weekends are looking good. Last weekend before Thanksgiving, as a reminder, we're going to be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, and we will be off Thursday and Friday for the Thanksgiving holiday. Few stories I want to go over with you today. You might remember that the day after, maybe it was 2 days after the elections in early November, we learned that the 17-year-old son of the Republican Virginia Governor-elect Glenn Youngkin tried to vote two times. Two times he tried to vote despite being only 17 years old. Well, finally, Glenn Youngkin has been asked about this, and Glenn Youngkin's reaction is to be upset that the media is focused on what his son did, saying it's really no big deal. And it's sort of unclear if 17-year-olds can vote. No, it's not. So this is Glenn Youngkin's reaction. He doesn't like the fact that people care about the fact that his son tried to vote illegally.
There were reports of your son trying to vote for this election. Could you explain what happened there?
Yeah, it was silliness. I think there's real confusion on where a 17-year-old can vote or not, and so he had a friend who suggested that he might be able to vote. He went up and asked. I know my son really was incredibly respectful young man.
Yeah.
And he presented his ID, and when they said he couldn't vote, he said okay, and he went to school. So I am a little bit frustrated that it's become, the media paid so much attention to it. It's my 17-year-old son, and I really would like everybody to leave my family alone.
Yeah. So let's see if we can break that down. First of all, he tried it twice. Not once. So it's not just, he just said, hey, would you let me vote? And no, well, let me try another place and see if they'll let me vote. There is no confusion about whether 17-year-olds can vote. You have to be 18 in order to vote. Now, there's one caveat. It's not even a caveat many people know about, which is if you will be 18 at the time of a general election, I think it's in many states, maybe it's a federal rule, you can vote at 17 in the primary. So imagine I'm 17-year-old David Pakman at the time of the primary, but at the time of the general, I will be 18. I'd be allowed to vote in a primary. Even if he was confused, they clarified it for him the first time he tried to vote. So then the second time was what? What are we supposed to believe about the second time? And of course, guys, if Glenn Youngkin's son could legally vote, obviously he would know that, and his dad would be saying, all of us are voting for me, obviously. Maybe they would have even done it together for the photo op opportunity. Like the idea that it wasn't discussed in the family, or it wouldn't have been if he was old enough to vote. I'm counting on your vote, son. Are there 17-year-olds in this country that don't know that? I knew from age 7 that you have to be 18 to vote in the United States. If you surveyed 17-year-olds in high schools nationwide, what percentage do you think knows that you have to be 18 to vote? It's a very high number. We have an ignorant country in many ways, but just about every high schooler knows you got to be 18 to vote. And just imagine for a second what right-wing media would be doing if it was Terry McAuliffe's 17-year-old son or daughter who had tried twice to vote in an election that their dad was running. And it's absolutely outrageous. One of our sponsors is Splendid Spoon. Now, if you're like me, I love planning my meals out for the week, but sometimes I just run out of time to plan them for every single day. And Splendid Spoon makes that whole process a lot easier. They deliver fresh, delicious, plant-based meals right to your door, ready to eat. No cooking, no cleaning dishes, saves you a lot of time. You can choose from over 50 hot and cold meal options. There's smoothies, grain and noodle bowls, soups. I'm a big soup guy. Many of you know that. I also really liked the vegan meatballs with marinara noodles. Delicious. Both I and Splendid Spoon believe eating more plant-based is a great tool for feeling good, for helping the environment. The list goes on. I'm not vegan. You all know that, I think. But Splendid Spoon is really great to just help me maximize the proportion of plants in my diet. Splendid Spoon takes all of the work out of tasty, healthy, plant-based meals. And you'll save $35 when you go to splendidspoon.com/Pacman. The link is down below.